SPC tool, Process Flow Diagram, Chapter 3. The process flow diagram is another of the SPC tools. The statistical process control is a methodology for monitoring a process to identify those special causes of variation and signal the need to take corrective actions to eliminate them. The process flow diagram is the fourth of the 7 SPC tools. It is a visual tool, so it's a schematic diagram that shows the flow of the product or service as it moves through the various processing stations or operation. So in order for you to build a process flow diagram, you need to understand the process, the different steps in the process. It's easy to visualize the entire system, identify potential trouble spot, and locate activities. Some of the advantage of using it is helps to compare actual versus ideal flow of a process. You could, once you understand the process, you start working on the process flow diagram, and that's your current state. Then it helps you to set new targets and to visualize the future process flow diagram, which is your future to be state. Also serve as a training tool. If you have new employee or if you have an employee that is rotating, once you start the training that area, you show the process flow diagram, and it will be easier for that person to understand how everything works through this visual tool. It is a standardized tool, so it uses standardized symbols, so it is well known around the world. Shows unexpected complexity, problem areas, redundancy, unnecessary loops, and where simplification might be possible. It is a team tool, so allows the team to reach agreement on process steps and identify activities that might impact performance. And it is an improvement process tool. And this can be accomplished by eliminating steps, combining steps, or making frequently occurring steps more efficient. So these are the symbols that are used. So for a process, you use a rectangle. For document, you use this specific shape. For decision, you use this shape. For a predefined process, it is a rectangle with double lines, etc. So, and the different softwares that we're going to see today have those different symbols. So this is an example of a high-level flow diagram to admit emergency patients. So this is in the ER. This is the way that it's done. The process starts and the MD orders to admit. Then the ER calls admitting to notify patient ready. If the bed is available, the patient gets admitted. So admitting notifies the NSG unit, which is the nursery unit. And then if the bed is clean, then you admit the patient, and admitting notifies the ER. The ER calls unit to arrange transfer. If they're ready to receive, and they're ready to send the patient gets transferred, and that's the end of the process. But if the bed is not available, you see the decision process, then the patient has to wait. Same for here and same for the other ones. So that's how you work on your process flow diagram. They can be done using Visio. Also, they can be done using PowerPoint, Word document, or by hand. So let's work on an example. Let's create a process flow diagram for making a deposit at a bank. And let's use this specific PowerPoint. So let me make this smaller. So we're going to be able to see all the different tools that I'm going to be using. Okay, good. So this, once again, this is 2007 version. Under home, you're going to see different shapes. Once you click on the shape, you will see the ones that you can use for a process flow diagram. So we can start, just double click. This is a circle, but I can use it as a see, let me make this the font smaller. Okay, so this is a start point, and let me make the dark. So what do we do when we are making a deposit? So let's start thinking about the process. So if I'm going to make a deposit at the bank, I have to arrive to the bank. Then I have to, this is a decision. This I either can go through the drive-through or walk into the bank. Then I have to be in line, right? Then I have to, while I'm being in line, I can complete my deposit slip. If I'm in a drive-through, I will have to send it through those systems that they have, and then I have to answer questions, and then I have to receive my receipt and just leave the bank. If I'm in the walk into the facility, I will have to do the same, complete my deposit slip, talk to the cashier and give the information to her or to him, and then wait for the receipt and then leave the bank. So that's the process. Once you have this process step by step, then you start making your process flow diagram. So my next shape will be a square. Let me make it smaller, 10. So arrive, make it black. So that's my second step. I can copy and paste that because my third step, actually I have a decision coming. So let's look for the shape. Okay, once I'm in the shape, double click, making sure that it's black and it's the right size. And then I can save drive through, question mark. If it's yes, so I will drive to the line. Let's complete that one. Then complete deposit slip. Then I have to send deposit slip to cashier. Then receive the receipt. And then the other one would be leave bank. So let me start moving this up. So we got start, we got arrive, we have decision. This is if I go to the bank through that drive-through. Okay, if I don't go through the drive-through, I will have to walk to the bank and get in line. Then I can copy this because I have to complete the deposit slip. Then I will give deposit slip to cashier. Then I will receive my receipt, and then I leave the bank. If you notice that I'm gonna use one leave the bank because it's a common process. Actually, I can use this receive the receipt the same way because it's just the same step. Then what I'm going to do is I go under shape and I select, let's select, and I'm going to start connecting from the start to the arrive. Let's make that line dark so you can see it easier. And okay, then I have to do the same again. From one shape to the other one. Black, move it so it is good. Then go to shape again, from here to here. Same for the other side. Two more to go. Okay. And then you start moving to make sure that those lines are straight. Then you have your process flow diagram. So this is in PowerPoint. You can also work on Visio. So let's open Visio. This is under the flow chart category. I'm going to select the basic one. And then you have the different. I use the terminator to start and to end. So you start the process. Let me make this bigger. Okay. Then you arrive. Do you have decision? Just drive through. And if it is, do a drive to line. Complete deposit. Select. Send. Deposit slip. Receive the receipt. So, okay, and then leave bank. This is in, and this is the end. I'm going to copy those three. And instead of driving, I'm going to walk to line. And instead of send, I'm going to give. Because that's the. So once you have that, the way that this is easy to connect, you go to the connector tool, double click, and then go from one shape to the other one. Very easy. From here, then from here, opposite. From here. Let me just stop and delete those. Okay, select it again. From here to here. Okay. From here, from this one. One thing I didn't do was to say yes or not. You have to make sure that the decision is well understood. Let's make this 80 so you can see it. 75. So you see the process. It's a lot easier and faster to do it in this tool. So if I go back to this one and I want to add, here it is. Yes. And then no for the other side. Okay. If you want to do it in Microsoft Word, let me open here and make it smaller. The same, you go into, let me make sure, insert, and in the insert, you have the different shapes, like if you do it in PowerPoint. Or you do it by hand. So this is the process flow diagram, another SPC tool.